How y'all are? I'm glad you can join me tonight, I guarantee. So, I'm not going to date this because this is a follow-up. So, it's probably going to be uploaded on the 24th. Maybe tonight on the 23rd. I don't know. Takes me however long to edit my video. So, I'm over here at the Spiritual Gardens here in Indianapolis on the south side. And this is where the seance is. This is another local metaphysical shop that's actually a little bit closer than the Inner Path. The owner I'm friends with, she sold it. And then, due to whatever, she came back, opened up another shop. So, everything's all amicable and all that. And, yeah, this is where the seance is going to be tonight. So, I'm actually kind of excited. One of my other friends is hosting the event, and she's also the proprietor of Third Eye Fortunes here in Indianapolis. And she's always been inviting me to come to the events, but at the time I didn't have a car or a job. Now that I have a job and a car. So, like I said, seance tonight. And I'm going to go in a little bit more detail that I wasn't really sure if I was going to be able to come to this about a week ago. And I really wanted to. But I didn't know my work schedule. And I was like, oh, I can probably try to request today off. Or at the very least, work during the day so I can have the night off. Well, I talked to my boss, and she's like, well, district manager's got to approve it and all that. Now, the stars were right or something, because everything lined up perfectly for me to have this day. Granted, yeah, I only had a 3-day work week. Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. But 4 days off and 3 of them together. So having tonight off as my first night off in the actual 5-day week. So that being said, I'm going to go on in. I'm going to check out the new store. I haven't been here since the first store, which is on the other side of the street there. So, I will see you later tonight. And this is the second half of my seance video. And, oh my god, was it fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome. I had a great fucking time. I met some new people. I met my friend who I first found on YouTube. And then I discovered that she lives here in Indiana. And then, so, we start this seance at 7 o'clock. And we went over a few things. What we're going to be talking about. Some of the goals that we want to talk and look into. We go over a history lesson and a quick from 1910 to 2019 history lesson. And then we moved on to cleansing ourselves with not only sage, but also Palo Santo. You know, we saged and paloed ourselves, and then we joined hands, and then we created a circle. We cast a circle. We invoked north, south, east, and west, the 4 towers. And then we got right into the seance. Now, the previous seance that I went to 9 years ago was your traditional sit in a circle, hold your hands, and the psychic channels the spirits of the dead. Well, we didn't sit in a circle. We sat, all around a giant table, a rectangular table, and, we invoked the spirits of the dead. We invoked who we were calling. And, yeah, it was just fucking fun as shit. And then we had, candles that represented each of the 4 corners. So, we invoked some Indiana history. Or I should say, Indianapolis history. Apparently, I lived closer to a haunted house than I never thought. Like, I lived damn near close to a haunted house at my old location. We learned about how an industrial businessman was, at the cutting edge of the industrial boom here in Indianapolis. And he ran 2 factories. One of them is still in operation today. The other one was shut down. And then we learned about him, his wife, and his child. And the fucked up situation that they were in. And then we learned about the people after them. And how they were victims of the fucked up situation left over from the first proprietors. And then there was basically a third, which nothing really happened to them. And then we cut to today, where the fourth is kind of experiencing things, but at the same time, he also turned the haunted house into an actual haunted house attraction. Which, one, I think is cool as shit to have a haunted house in an actual haunted house. 2, he used bits and pieces of this legend in the attraction. And 3, he himself is experiencing some things. Now, I'm going to go an in-depth video later on, so stay tuned for that. But basically, we focused on the first proprietors of this house. An industrial businessman, wealthy, cutting edge, money bags from Monopoly. marries a prostitute that has a daughter, and then they were into some fucked up shit like human sex trafficking. And one of his warehouses, one of his businesses folded and was broken up by the police for human sex trafficking. Now, as I said, one of his businesses is still in operation today. But it's to note, because I found it interesting, that it happened 20 years later, after this person's death. And the mother was a humongous piece of shit. The businessman father was fucked up. The daughter was getting fucked up. And yeah, the mother vanished. 2 weeks later, the husband, father, files a report that she's missing. And then that's when the daughter disappears too. They say that the mother came back and took the daughter. And the businessman father hung himself in the living room of the house, which is where you buy the tickets at the haunted house attraction. All in the living room. And then when the second family moved in, it was the same setup: father, mother, daughter. They went fucking batshit. He shot both his wife and daughter, and then shot himself, all in the living room. And then we jump to today, where the new owner is having, experiences. In fact, all the male people in that house are having experiences, and all the women are not. So, like I said, I'm not going to go into everything here. It's all going to be in the next video. But, yeah. So, we go into that. What I found interesting with this seance is that my friend used tarot cards. And if it need be, we were going to use pendulums. But the tarot cards really did more of the job. And that's what I loved about this, because it taught me a new way to use tarot cards. Cups are definitely a yes. Swords are definitely a no. Pentacles and wands are maybe. I think pentacles are maybe yes, and wands are maybe no. And I forget what the major arcana are. But it was fucking fantastic. I learned a new way to use tarot cards. And there was a lot of energy in that room. And it blew out one of the candles, which was the one for water. And since it's Scorpio season, hell fucking yeah, Scorpio up in this motherfucker. It was just fucking awesome. We got to ask questions to the spirit, and he answered through the tarot cards, which every time we would shuffle, for most of us, a card would pop out, and that would be his, additional dialogue. which was cool. And we got a story, you know, of what could have happened. And then we came to resaging and Apolloing ourselves. And then we put on some Florida water. And then we closed the circle. And the spirits went back to their home. And now we do the afterlife care. What's the afterlife care? See, my original psychic teacher that I learned from didn't tell us this. But afterlife care, when dealing with the dead or seances with the dead, that you want to, you know, get something to drink. You want to get something to eat. You want to take a shower or a bath. You know, you want to take care of yourself immediately. And pasta and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are really good at grounding you. So you don't get a hangover or you get sick the next day. And I'm thinking, oh, if you only knew. My goddess Ereshkigal is of the dead. So, yeah. But, and so I'm here making this video, drinking my sparkling orange mango ice water, which I got from Save-A-Lot, which is a lot better than that sparkling ice, which is name brand. Save-A-Lot's Crystal Falls is a lot better. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But I had a fucking fantastic time. I learned some shit. I'm going to delve deeper into this, because, one, haunted house. Hello. Real haunted house. Two, I fucking love Indianapolis history. And three, I want to know more about this family. And again, I'm going to be making a video on that. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. If you want to know anything else about tonight, feel free to ask. If you want to come find me on social media, my links are in the description. And be sure to hit that bell icon to stay informed. And with that, I love you all. Bye.